Yeah, that experience that I had, when I had it, I didn't know what it was. So I had made this video on TikTok, which went viral, of me um, having a paranormal experience. And it was, I captured an apparition on video, and then I had captured a person's voice on captions, and it was in a Swahili language, and um, and at first I didn't know what it meant. At first, it means we are thinking you are coming back. And at first, I didn't know what it was, and I had to think about it. And people left their comments on that video thinking they knew what it was, and I had to think about it. And I had this recollection, like this memory that I had lost, and I had remembered what it meant. Now, this is going to sound really crazy, but I remember the day before I was born. And it was, I was on a craft. I remember there being a window, and I could look outside this window, and I could see space. I could see the darkness and the blackness of space. And I remember there was this table-like tube, and I remember there were these two alien individuals that we perceive as alien. Of course, they're not alien, but how a modern, like, gray alien would look, that's how they looked. But they were tall and they were slender. And I remember I don't want to say conversating with them, because their language was something that, it wasn't telepathy that they were using. It was a form of technology that they had, that they were using to communicate with each other and with me as well. And I had this piece of technology installed in my brain, right? At first it was like a wire thing on my brain connected, that I put around my ear, and it was connected to the side of my head. And so it was almost like I knew what I was doing. So I had removed this piece of wire so I didn't have to communicate with them, or I wasn't going to communicate with them. And I had laid down on this platform, right? It was like a pill-like platform, like a Tic Tac. I mean, it was like a operating table, but it was like a doctor's table, but it was like shaped like a Tic Tac. And I had laid down over it, and then cover had went over me. This cover had closed in, and so now it looks like a Tic Tac, like I'm inside of a Tic Tac. I can't tell you what the outside of the ship looked like. I have no idea. I can only tell you the recollection of this moment by itself. And the same experience that I had with the alien craft, of being inside the alien, like, seed-like craft, this, like, liquid gas came over me and covered me, kind of like what do you call it, the fluid, like embiotic fluid that you would get as a baby, but it wasn't liquid. Like, it wasn't you know, it diminished, it evaporated quickly when it wasn't on your skin. You know what I mean? But it came over me, and I'm inside this capsule, and then I fall asleep. When I fall asleep, I wake up, and then I am born. I remember the day that I was born. I remember coming out of my mom's womb. I remember the day. I remember the people that were there. I remember the family members that were there. I remember being taken home or taken out of the hospital. It was a cool fall day with a little bit of humidity because I was born in October. And I remember I was like in the stroller, and I remember seeing my grandmother and my grandfather. And then I remember seeing, you know, I remember seeing my sister when they were young. And I remember seeing my mom and my dad. They were all standing over me and watching me. And I remember a leaf falling. I was looking up at the trees, and I remember a leaf just falling, and it falls right onto my face, as if this earth had blessed me. And I don't mean to be, I don't mean to make it sound dramatic or romantic, but that's what I remember. I remember the day I was born, and I remember the day before I was born.